Welcome to the ROI Puzzle. I'm Nicole Sterling from Sterling Marketing. On this show, I sit down with leaders in B2B tech to untangle the numbers behind great marketing. Today, we're joined by Patrick Bradshaw from Highspot, where he leads the teams responsible for driving new customer pipeline and scaling the company's growth engine. But first, if your leads are dropping off somewhere between marketing and revenue, and you can't pinpoint where because your teams aren't aligned and attribution isn't actually tracking the real buyer journey, then you're not alone. At Sterling Marketing, we generate over $7 million in pipeline for B2B tech companies within 12 months with a campaign engine built to close, not just engage. Last quarter, we helped a tech client come in 73% above their pipeline target. And I created something specifically for marketing leaders who need to diagnose what's broken fast. It's called the Pipeline Acceleration Roadmap, a 60-minute strategy session where we'll audit your funnel with you, map out a visual diagram of exactly where your leads are getting stuck, and send you a prioritized action plan that you can take straight to your CEO or CRO. If you want to finally pinpoint why your leads aren't converting to pipeline and get a clear roadmap to fix it, book your free Pipeline Acceleration Roadmap at sterlingmarketing.net/roadmap. Now, as mentioned, I'm joined today by Patrick Bradshaw. He's the Senior Director of Acquisition and Growth Marketing at Highspot, where he leads the teams responsible for driving new customer pipeline and scaling the company's growth engine. Now, over the past decade, Patrick has built a career focused on the intersection of demand generation, marketing operations, and revenue growth, helping B2B organizations turn marketing activity into measurable pipeline. And before joining Highspot, he held senior marketing roles at various companies, including Guidant Financial and Automatic Software, where he led inbound marketing, digital strategy, and demand generation. Patrick sits at the center of the toughest challenge in B2B tech today, aligning marketing, RevOps, and sales to ensure the pipeline being generated actually converts into revenue. So Patrick, thank you very much for joining the show.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Before we kick off, I know I did a little bit of introduction, but I would love it if you could share a little bit more about your role and how it fits into the bigger picture at Highspot.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, my team's role is to, one, bring in net new pipeline for the company, not just through leads, but through deal acceleration. So it's top of the funnel to bottom of the funnel. To make sure we're doing that, we're partnering extremely closely with our RevOps team, our ADR team, our sales team, to make sure that from what we bring in all the way through the system is being tracked appropriately, and that we're reaching out and helping accelerate those deals appropriately. On the backside, similar-ish motions where we're trying to work with the sales team to help them expand at their accounts. So we have a team focused on account expansion, but with that also is adoption. If an account is not healthy, they're not a happy place, then they're not going to want to expand with you. Sometimes the best strategy for helping to renew an account is expanding the account. So within our team, we have a team focused on helping drive adoption across our core product areas to help us expand a different piece of the product so that as we go out and run our expansion campaigns and programs, we're helping move people up that cycle and get them to be on more and more of our platform.
Amazing. Now, you have spent much of your career focused on acquisition and growth marketing specifically. So when you look at B2B tech companies today, where do you think the biggest pipeline opportunities are being missed?
Probably just in the things that fall out in the funnel. At B2B tech, you're usually moving so fast, so quick. You run a campaign on the next one that you kind of just throw in the engine and you hope that it's working appropriately. And as much as I'd love it to, I've never been anywhere where the system you put leads into works flawlessly. The sales rep, the ADR rep, follow the process to a T and always do everything you want them to do appropriately. And just spending that time to ensure that the system works and or if it doesn't work, finding those things so you have the right reporting in place to catch it when inevitably something there isn't going the way it's supposed to make sure you have the right visibility as things go through the funnel. And for us, that has been a key piece of how we've helped marketing deliver our pipeline goals and targets was our partnership with RevOps, making sure we have the right dashboards in place to both support the sales motion, as well as RevOps has dashboards in place to find where there are leaks in the funnel so that we can then bring that to sales and have the appropriate conversations around where leads aren't being worked, where things are sitting, why deals aren't moving forward in the funnel. And that is really, I think, a key piece in a lot of places. You just move on the next thing, that if you don't spend the time doing that, you're missing a big opportunity.
Great. So then You've mentioned leads, obviously, but a lot of marketing teams tend to celebrate generating leads. But as I see it, the real challenge is actually turning those leads into pipeline.
Correct. Yeah.
Uh, what would you say are the most common breakdowns that you see between the handoff between marketing and sales?
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of joke that like really the easy part of marketing is running the event or getting the lead. The hard part of marketing is getting sales to engage with it and follow up with it and stay on top of it the way you'd want them to. And so for us, we found a couple things that work really well for like really supporting that handoff. So one, we eat our own dog food at Highspot. So Highspot is a sales enablement platform. So every lead we deliver on the back end, we use Marketo, and then with Marketo, we deliver what's called an interesting moment. So anytime a sales rep or an ADR gets an MQL, they also get an interesting moment that takes them into Highspot and delivers a play. So if they get a lead from Dreamforce, it tells them what happened at Dreamforce, what to do, and here's your pitch template, here's your emails you can use to go follow up with that lead. Sometimes we have a full play there. Sometimes it's simply just here's the email you should go send to do that. So it's important that our reps always get the context behind the leads and that stays up to date. I've been places where before that was like it was a Word doc or a PowerPoint that we kind of would show them once a quarter, like, hey, here's what this is, or here's what's going on. So for us, I think that's kind of step one is just we always make sure that they have the context needed, almost to the point where now they like, if we make a mistake and something doesn't have an interesting moment, like, I don't know what to do with this lead. How do I follow up? And like, well, you kind of see some in details, but it's good because at least they're looking for that intel and they are using the right information to hopefully make the best of the leads that we provided to them. So that'd be one. And then two is just, I kind of mentioned a bit earlier, is just your dashboarding. Like what kind of dashboards do you have? And then also with that, what is your partnership with sales and how involved are you with sales? So last year we built out a dashboard for our AEs and our ADRs to help them understand here's what marketing has delivered to you in your kind of funnel of work. Here's how your performance is doing within your world, what you care about. And then as you go to prospect, here's also the signals that marketing has to help you know where to go. So they all have access to that. They can't complain like, I don't know I didn't see that. I don't know this. I didn't know I have this. So we built that out for them. And then with that, our sales leaders also have an equal dashboard. And the key part is our sales leaders will join a pipeline call with them. Usually it's on Mondays, and they will go through that dashboard with marketing in the room to go like, here's your open MQLs. Like, why aren't you following up? Like, what do you need here? Here's your SQLs you have. Like, why aren't these progressing? What's happening? So it allows us kind of them to have that accountability of like, you've got to follow up with the stuff. We get the feedback on, oh, that didn't work. This is stuck here. And then we can allow them to, well, we have this other thing coming up. Have you tried this? We should do this. Or if there's like deals, we have it called plan stage, where before they come a pipeline, they're in plan and they move to, it's called needs analysis. So if we have a lot stuck there, we can then work with them on like, well, maybe we should go do this program or we should go do this to help unstick some of those leads so we can then get that to become pipeline. So being in that room, being partners with them in that way allows us to kind of make sure that they are being held accountable, but we also have that back and forth relationship to make sure that they're getting the support we need. Because at the end of the day, pipe gen is a team sport. Like I don't generate any pipeline. They generally create that, but they need some support from marketing, from various things to help get the people in the rooms so they can have the right conversations. So I always try to make sure we approach that work from a team sport angle, but we have the right stuff in place to make sure that as we go through it, we don't let stuff fall through.
Love that. And I love the team sport analogy. I think that's the first time I've had it described in that particular way. But it's so accurate, right? Like consider what a team sport looks like and the feedback, the communication, the coaching, the calls that are made. It is a team sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those things apply to marketing, sales, whatever, you know. All right. So looking across your marketing, your RevOps and sales, what would you say is one operational change that you have seen that's made a real meaningful difference in pipeline performance?
Yeah, I think it really goes back to I spoke there earlier, the combination for us of the dashboard and then being in pipe gen meetings. Because for a while when I was at Highspot, for a couple of years, marketing was not in the room for those calls. And so being able to be in the room for that call. So we would twofold as we hear them being held accountable to our leads. So we see where things are at on those dashboards. Everyone has the same visibility, where before for a while we'd have, oh, this lead report here or this lead report here, like, hey, you sent this follow-up from this event. here's this list, but I'm not seeing it over here on this list. So we kind of consolidate it to one place so there's not confusion about where they need to go for the things they need to get to. And then I think it comes down to the partnership. So being in there and partnering with sales on what are your key accounts, what are the ones that matter, where are they, how do we need to go after them, has helped us immensely as we go build programs that align to what they need versus us just assuming like, oh, I'm going to go do a dinner in San Francisco. Like, please get accounts there. We now make sure that, oh, we're going to pick the place that has the most pipeline in there or the most potential accounts. So it's aligned to their needs. And so they want it more than us trying to come to them with programs that we built over here, hoping that they will then help us drive things to it.
Makes sense. All right. So then, probably last question, but if you were advising a marketing leader, one of your peers, who's also trying to build a predictable pipeline engine at the moment, what's the first thing you'd tell them to focus on?
Yeah, you mean you have to know your channels. Like again, attribution is one of the hardest things to probably get right. But if you don't have that down to a place where you feel good and confident, here's the channels I'm using. They're delivering pipeline in the way that it matters to my business. That can be, I'd say that can be kind of different because you can have some places might have belief across an attribution model that like, hey, this is how it works. Highspot, we have a MQL system where, hey, whatever generates the MQL, if it follows through and becomes a pipeline, that is the source of the pipeline, and that is marketing is held accountable to. Of, hey, here's my pipeline goal is based off of did I produce an MQL that then move down funnel? And so I know the things that are producing MQLs that move down funnel so that I can go through then and say, hey, here's where I need to go make these investments. Here's where I think we're over indexed in this way. We need to, build up this channel to be stronger, help produce more for us. If you don't have that, you'll just be playing a guessing game of where to go spend your money. What do you go do? What's going to work? How do I do this? And that has allowed us at Highspot to make changes in how we invest and become like continually more efficient. Like we've grown our pipeline revenue without excessively having to grow our marketing budget over the years because we've gotten ruthlessly efficient with how we spend our dollars and where we go put them because we have a pretty strong system to understand what we're doing, what it's doing, and then the inspection we have just across the board of things to make sure that we are doing the thing that's most impactful to drive pipeline for the business. So if you don't feel good about what things are coming in, what channels they're from, where they go, and how that's impacting whatever you're being held accountable to, trying to do all the other stuff is going to, kind of be not very useful for you if you don't have that. And that'd be the number one thing to make sure that you have, because that's super mental health for me and has allowed us to continually shift our pipeline and what we go do.
Amazing. Well, that is a wrap, Patrick. So I just want to say thank you very much for joining us today. Our audience can connect with Patrick on LinkedIn. And if you're a B2B tech company struggling with leads that aren't converting to pipeline, grab your free pipeline acceleration roadmap at sterlingmarketing.net/roadmap, and I'll show you exactly where your funnel is broken and how to fix it fast. Now, if you would like to join the show and share your own story, you can also head over to sterlingmarketing.net and apply under the Let's Chat section on the website. So this is Nicole Sterling helping you solve the ROI puzzle one conversation at a time.